Okay, in this lecture I'm going to talk to you about the gradient tools, which is this one here. So click on this one. Now I don't use all these ones, I don't use these two here. Feel free though to experiment. The gradient tool essentially is something which is good for shading. You can also use it as well to change text that's already been rasterized. You can change the color of it using this as well. I found a way to do that. There's linear and radial. Linear is essentially where the colors go from one color through to the other color, or several colors you can have across or down, whichever direction it is. Radial is where it's sort of circular. So I'm going to give you an example. So this one here, so you've got preset ones here, and you can also change the colors of this end of this end. You can also move them up and down, so depending how much what you want the effects to be like. When you selected one, you can change the color by clicking there. The same by clicking that, you can do the same by changing the color there as well. You can have these presets. So for just an example, just going to use this one. So we're going to change the background. So we're just select the background. So on the background, just going to from top to bottom. There we are. So you notice it's dark at the top and going light at the bottom. That's because when you click your mouse on the screen and hold your left mouse button down and you're dragging down, where you started will be here, this color, and then where you finish will end up there. So it started, if it's dark to light, dark to light there. Okay, so you can have this at any direction across the page, diagonally if you want. So you could do it like that and have sort of a nice looking effect. So obviously this is black and white, so you know you might want different colors in it. As I say, there are preset ones you can use as well. This is using 3 colors. So we just use that one just to show you. So let's say it's dark, let's have it at an angle, this one, so it's light to dark, so let's move it across like that, and you have that. Or you can do it as a radial. I haven't shown you a radial, so let's do it the other way. Let's do it like that, and it's a circular motion. So you obviously, you know, on its own it's not like a lot, but if you use this in combination with other things, you can get some really good book covers and effects, and you combine them. Next we're going to before we move on, just explain that you can actually add other colors. So you can click there, so you can have different ones, and you can change all these colors to go through different colors, whatever you want. Or as I said, you can go through the preset ones. There's a rainbow one there, so that might be handy if you wanted different rainbow colors across, say, text. So this is what we're doing is applying to the whole background. You can do this to sections as well. So if, for instance, you wanted to have a section of this, so let's select a square area there, and then while that's selected, let's say choose the rainbow one. So we've got it on radial. Yeah, we'll leave it on that. So I just want to say from straight top to bottom, you'll see it only applies it to the selected areas, doesn't apply it to the whole screen. And I didn't select any to the whole cover. So you could do that and have different effects, you know, on different parts of the screen. So you could have, say, if you wanted to have a line up there, apply a gradient of some sort there. So, you know, these are preset ones, but as I say, you can do your own as well. Let's try this interesting one there. So let's go across there, and it just applies it to that. So you might think, oh, how am I going to use that? You can apply it to different things. Now, what I'll particularly like gradient tools is letters. So I'm just going to undo all of this a minute, just to go back. There we are. So I've already typed in a letter and turned it in. I've rasterized it already. Now, if you remember, when we click on text, you can change the color here. But once you rasterize a level, you can't click on this and change it, because if I click there, normally you would get the word gradient, so you can change the color. But you can only do that when it's a text. Once you rasterize it, change it into image, i.e. rasterize it, you can't do that anymore. So there is a way, obviously you can try a paint bucket and click on each individual letter, but sometimes, depending on the size of your text, that sometimes doesn't quite fill the whole lettering. So say for instance, oh, you know, actually I meant to have a different color for gradient, so I'd like a different color. So you need to select the area. So it's you could go in wand each one, and that would select each letter, but that would take quite some time. But again, it doesn't always pick up every single. You might still be left a bit of black here and there. The easiest way to select everything. Now remember, we're on gradients, so it's only gradients here. There's no background. The white that you're seeing is this showing through. So make sure you click on gradients, edit, select pixels, which is this one, and it will select every single pixel on that layer. So as you can see, there's marching ants going around everything on all your letters. So remember, the gradient tool applies to what you select. So go up here, and so say you wanted a different color, so I'll just pick on a pre-selected one. So if I wanted it all one color, I can move that across there. I would just go in here, choose the color I want. So say that was this one. And if I wanted to lighten or darken it, whatever, just click anywhere here, and then just simply go right through the whole lot, and you'll notice it's now changed the color. I could choose a different color, so remembers what you had last time. So say I wanted this one, sort of a blood red. Once again, just go through, and there we are. It's just a quick way of changing the color letters, or the letters of something, or even an object. But certainly letters, once you've rasterized it. When you can't have that text box color option anymore. So just another one that we can do is on lettering. I'll just move this back to the black. The most useful thing with lettering is quite often a good effect that you can have with letters is where you have it sort of shadowy effect. So we'll just click back on this one. So this is already a shadowy effect. So say for instance we wanted it though to be blue and white, so let's just pick a dark blue. Or if you like, you could have the dark blue, click on this. So we click on this one, you get the colors to that one. So we can click that and make that a bit lighter. So say you wanted it to come out, so that's quite dark there, so you want it to be let's see, pick that one for example. You probably want it to be sort of, so you move that one that way to have it get lighter a bit earlier on. See how that changes that. So say you wanted it sort of like that, click here. First remember to select your pixels. So say it's dark to light, so you click where you want that to start. So the dark would be there going up to the light, and there you are. That's that one. That's a sort of gradient one. I'll probably use a linear one for this, so I'll do that again. I need it to from the bottom to the top of the letters, and just so we can see this a little bit better, the effect. Move in, we can see now. If you look at a lot of books, you'll see this effect as well. You'll see this effect where the letters are sort of like shadowy and dark at the bottom or top, and then sort of get lighter. It gives it a nice professional look. So say for instance I want to change that color, so if we click on that one again, so pick the dark color, let's try a dark purple, and click on this one to change the color. Let's change that to a light purple, so you can see here. So you'll probably want that a little bit lighter, don't we? So maybe it's lighten that a little bit. Probably a little bit too much there. That one. Okay, so just click here. Remember to select all the pixels. Make sure we're on the right level as well. So once again, just anywhere you like. So dark to light. There we are. Just pick this and select the marching ants. So but you can create different effects whatever letters you want. It's gives quite a good effect to letters, makes them stand out and looks nice on your book. So that's layers. We'll be doing more great stuff with lettering, by the way, as we move through the other letters.